Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going back to the regular expressions tutorial. This is on regex1.com if you want to follow along. We're on lesson 12 right now, so this is a multi-part series. So if you want to go back to the first lesson, I'll put a link in the description below so you can click on that and start at the beginning. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is lesson 12, nested groups. When you're working with complex data, you can easily find yourself having to extract multiple layers of information, which can result in nested groups. Generally, the results of the captured groups are in the order in which they are defined in order by open parentheses. Take the example from the previous lesson by capturing the file names of all the image files in the list. If each of these image files had a sequential picture number in the file name, you could extract both the file name and the picture number using the same pattern by writing an expression like this. So this tells you, this caret or hat tells you this is the start of the text. And then the parentheses tells you we're creating a group, and then we're creating one with image, and then within that a subgroup that has /d. You can look over at the lesson notes if you don't remember, but /d is any digit, so numerical, and then the plus is one or more of those. Again, that's here in the cheat sheet. And then, so this is one group is the numbers within that, and then the image, it'll extract that. And then at the end here, you can see this slash period. So period by itself is any character, but this slash tells you that it's escaping, so it's just the actual period. So like in a file name, you have dot, whatever, it could be JPEG or whatever. This is a PNG. And then the $sign says that's the end of the text. All right, so the nested groups are read from left to right in the pattern, with the first captured group being the contents of the first parentheses group, etc. For the following strings, write an expression that matches and captures both the full date as well as the year of the date. All right, so we're trying to capture, here you can see, here we're trying to capture January 1987 and 1987. And then etc., month, year, and then just the year as well. So I'll give you guys a second. You can pause the video and try it on your own. And then if you don't want to try that on your own, then I'll come back and show you how to do it. All right, so hopefully you tested it out and you were successful. If you did, great job. And those that are just here to enjoy the show, I'm going to show you how we could do that. All right, so first we're going to start. We're going to create a parenthesis for the first group. And we could put a character here if we'd like. Let's just, that's the shift and then the 6 key. All right, so then you can see all of these month abbreviations are 3 characters long. And so we can do, remember, any alphanumeric could be any character, which is the period, or you could do the -w, which is any alphanumeric character. So let's just do the -w. This dash, remember, is the dash above the enter key, and then we'll do -w, and then we can also specify how many of those we want by putting it in these curly brackets. So if we do that, we put 3 in there because it's abbreviated to 3. And then there's going to be a space. And then we're going to do another subgroup to capture the year here. And that is all digits. And if you remember, we did the digits is the /d. So we do that, do /d. And this is going to be 4 for the year. In some cases, you might have 2 for the year. And we'll close that. And then we'll close this. And then we know that this is the end, so we could put this $sign to signify that's the end of the text. All right, so you can see we've captured that. These are showing in green now. So we've captured January 1987 and 1987, etc. Also, if you want to check what solution they had, might be different than mine, we go ahead and click that. So it was a little bit different. They decided not to put the hat character and the $sign. And they just used the plus instead of specifying exactly how many of those there are, which you could also do. So you could do it like this. We were just more specific in our rendering of that. All right. And they also note that you could do the dash S, which if you looked at this, that's any white space. So that could be a space, a return, a tab, any sort of that. And you're going to have at least one of those in case that someone puts more than one space here or an enter or something like that. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So lesson 13 is more group work. As you saw in the previous lessons, all the quantifiers, including the star plus repetition and the question mark, can all be used within the capture group patterns. This is the only way to apply quantifiers on sequences of characters instead of the individual characters themselves. For example, if I knew that a phone number may or may not contain an area code, the right pattern would test for the existence of the whole group of digits. So you do the /d, which again is any digit, sorry. And then there's going to be 3 of those. That's what the curly bracket means. And then the question mark means that it's optional, so you'll see that here. And not the individual characters themselves, which would be wrong. Depending on the regular expression engine you are using, you can also use non-capturing groups, which will allow you to match the group but not have it show up in the results. Below are a couple different common display resolutions. Try to capture the width and height for each display. All right, so we're trying to capture the 1280 and the 720. We don't care about the X, we just want to grab these 2 groups here. And you could have, 3 digits or 4 digits, so you'll have to remember that in crafting your regular expression. All right, so I'll give you guys a second. You can go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own, and then I'll come back and show you how to do it. All right, hopefully you tried it out and you were successful. Good job. For those that are just along for the show, I'll show you what you can do. All right, so we're going to create groups again. So we're going to do the parenthesis. In this case, since we don't know how long this is going to be, but we can be assured that it's going to be at least 1 in length, I'm going to put /d plus. So again, /d is any digit. And then we'll close that off. And then we're going to do X, and we're going to do another group. Sorry, we have to do this within a whole group. So let's do this. $720. Sorry, not 720s. We'll do the /d again. And sorry, I put the wrong slash in here. That'll help. And I want to specify like this one. There we go. So you can see that's giving me what I'd want. So this first group is going to capture this up until the X. And then this is going to capture the last part here. All right, so we can also see what the solution they came up with. So they came up with very similar. They just didn't group the whole thing together. All right, so that's the next lesson. I don't know how many more lessons we have. Let's see, there is a 14. So if you guys want to come back for the final lessons, looks like it's just kind of practice stuff. A little bit more, I guess, to give the illogical OR. But if you want to come back for that stuff, remember to subscribe or just look back if you're already subscribed to the channel. I hope that you guys come back, and thank you very much.